Bad Brad Berkwitt show is all about moving humanity forward and fighting for democracy. And remember, folks, every act of kindness is a little love we leave behind. Hey, folks, the man with the pinky ring and the New York thing. Forget about it. Bad Brad Berkwitt. And welcome to the Bad Brad Berkwitt show on the Ringside Report web TV channel. Forget about it. Hey, folks, this is Bad Brad Berkwitt, and I want to talk about the attempted assassination plot yesterday on former President Donald Trump. Let me start out like this. First of all, I do not condone violence in any way, shape, or form. But I'm also a realist, and I call things as I see them, and I pull no punches. Donald Trump brought that on himself. Yet the right, sitting congressmen and senators, are trying to say it's because of things that Joe Biden said. No, that's absolutely, as they say, fake news that Trump always likes to say. Trump has amped up and gaslighted this hatred in this country, and he has caused violence like he did on January 6th. But see here, let me give you a simple notion here. So Trump's rhetoric, they say, did not cause January 6th because it was just another day, tourist visit, or another day in January like Mike Pence said. So his rhetoric doesn't cause anything, right? But we know it did, January 6th. But they want to say President Biden saying that Donald Trump must be defeated because of fascism and destroying democracy caused someone to shoot him, which, by the way, facts, was a registered Republican, a 2A guy, Second Amendment guy. Now, I don't believe in any of these. It was set up. It was this, that, and the other. But I'm going to talk to that point too. Isn't it sad that Donald Trump has created a reality USA because we had a reality president that low education people think that he was a successful businessman, 6 bankruptcies. He bankrupted the country. He killed people with COVID, and I could go on and on and on. That the first thing people would say is that this was staged. I didn't say that because I don't think it was. Is it out of the realm of possibility? No, but I still don't think it was. Did he fist bump and ask for his shoes? Yeah, that shows how sick and demented his mind is, and you want him to have the nuclear codes again. Let's talk about his selfishness, because there's so much to talk about, but I'm going to give you 2 instances. Debbie and I were eating breakfast this morning, and she actually brought it up. So I got to give credit where credit is due. Selfish to say, I want my shoes. Now, I think he said hat, but I'm not sure, but he wanted his shoes. And then he got up and he fist bumped, which they could have shot his hand off, which made it harder for the Secret Service detail to protect him. Well, remember what he did do January 6th? He tried to grab the steering wheel when he said, "You're not going to the Capitol, Mr. President." And he lunged at the guy's throat. But let's go back in time, because again, there's so much stuff to remember, as Debbie brought up. How about when he had COVID and he was at Walter Reed or Bethesda, whichever hospital it was, and he made the Secret Service get in the SUV so those sycophant Colt outside the gates, he could wave to them like a dictator with COVID, putting the Secret Service at risk. You know why? Because he only cares about one person, Donald Trump. This man is no good. No, I don't have any sympathy for him. None. And I don't condone violence. That's not the answer. But I don't have no sympathy because you know why? Because he wants people like me dead, veterans that stand up against him. Or because I'm in an interracial relationship, which I normally don't talk about, but he wants us to be found like it's a sin and end it. The Supreme Court, Clarence Thomas, who's a black man married to a white woman, who talks about he'll take it up because at one time it was illegal. So, Bafungu, I don't give a fuck about Trump. See, I wasn't even going to try to curse because this is on YouTube, but I'm spun up and I'm angry at what's going on in a country that I defended for 20 years in 28 days during the Gulf War in and out of country in the Iraq War, working for the chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff in the Pentagon. My shadow box is right there. That's my calling card. That's my soapbox. That's where I'm coming from. So remember, folks, November 5th, 2024, we the people who voted for Joe Biden in the democratic process of a primary said he is our guy. And he is the only one who is going to save democracy. So America, the people that are on the fence, you better wake up, because that violence yesterday, again, that I do not condone, was caused by Donald Trump and his party of treasonous traitors, lying grifters who want to call J6 people that went to the Pentagon, went to the Capitol to overturn an election that was the most secure and free and fair election that we've ever had. Political prisoners and hostages. And the political prisoner thing that Trump wants to call himself now. Stephen Biko and Nelson Mandela were both political prisoners. And if you don't know who they are, look them up. But this veteran is not going to stand by. And you see my Ukrainian flag? I stand with Ukraine. And if Trump wins again, Ukraine gets taken over by Putin, who owns Trump, and they die. Innocent people die. And I'm not going to stand back and not use my voice on my social media platform every single day to call this insanity out. Remember, every act of kindness is a little love we leave behind.